double tremolo. That's beautiful. That's pretty. That's a good tone. You're hearing a King of Tone version 2 into the Tone King Imperial preamp. Before I forget it, all right, g'day. This is my first impressions of the Tone King Imperial preamp. Thank you, Mario, for sending that out to me. I seriously cannot thank you enough for just believing in me. I can't wait to get those videos to you. I'm currently having a Will It Gig board built. And speaking of Will It Gig, a good friend of mine, Tim Lyon, visited over the weekend and made me this killer shirt. He of his own whim, made it. And it's it's for the Will It Gig series. There's a back. If I turn around, I'm sure you can see that. It's dude, this thing is so sick. Thank you. I have a big love for Ratfink and kind of some motorcycle and kind of car culture from way back when. I love single print shirts of single colors with kind of ratty designs on it. You'll often see me wearing that crazy weird Ratfink shirt. Anyway, today I want to talk about something that I'm seeing a lot of people post about. John Nathan Cordy's talking about this, and something that I had a really self-effacing and kind of eye-opening conversation about this morning with a friend of mine, Lauren James Sheff, a phenomenal bass player who I played with once, December 2024. No, December 2022. I was new to town, so I was green, but man, he kind of actually did something that I think everyone needs once in a while. But I've been feeling kind of perhaps lost in my career and who am I and what am I doing? I'm 31. I should know by now, right? But perhaps some take longer than others. But he was like, man, you're a great player, but you got to get it together. Like, what are you doing? What's the goal? What's happening? And the fight or flight response kicked in. But it's one of the best conversations I've ever had, because instead of thinking of now, it made me think of the big picture. And I got home and thought, wow, like, who am I? What do I want? And what do I want to be? What are my goals? What's next? What do I want out of the guitar? I thought, well, I suck at learning songs. Yet I complain when others don't know songs that I do. So I know I'm just complaining about myself. And that's a really honest, evaluated opinion. I post a lot of videos on here. Perhaps I'm not playing the best. I don't know, it's good to show some honesty, but I posted a video of me playing Ella Langley and playing that intro, just butchering it. And it's like, what am I doing? That's not fair to my constituents and the people I post for. But what is fair is taking an honest look at myself as a musician and going, wow, like perhaps I'm good at this and I'm good at this. I can pull a good tone and I understand gear. Or, well, I really know my scales, but is it musical? Am I playing in time? Am I playing in tune? Am I playing with the band? Do I know the tunes? And that is, my biggest weakness. And it's something to consider. And I think this is something that every musician should go through. When we get on the bandstand, we need to consider, like, everyone's going to make mistakes. I don't know anyone who's ever played a perfect show without a single mistake. Unless perhaps you play free jazz, then there are no mistakes. I don't take enough drugs to... I don't take any drugs, but I don't take enough to be back into free jazz like that. Be a heavy free jazz head. But what I am doing is self-assessing, and I think, John Cordy, we Instagram talk a little bit, and he's a very, very, very nice fellow, posted a clip of Sting's guitar player saying, the difference between a professional musician and kind of a guitar player or whatever is like someone who just does it casually. It's like, we got to the end of the tune, like that's good enough. Whereas a professional musician might go, and you might go, well, what's wrong with that? Well, my dynamics weren't even. My timing wasn't the best. I don't know if the tone I presented was perfect. And I can break things down to a macro level. I think that's what separates kind of the gents from the lads, the men from the boys when it comes to this stuff. And that's when, you get to such a high level if you hear someone, monstrous. Like, people complain about Eric Johnson and, he can't hear it in the gear. But you know what? He's worked so hard for that macro level of finesse that I bet he can. But basically, I had this really great inspiring chat, Chef. Kind of like you are great, but you're living in chaos. You don't know what you want, so you're not organized. And I thought, wow, like I feel called out, but I feel vulnerable enough and confident enough to say that it was a really eye-opening conversation. I'm posting this to say it truly was like an eye-opening conversation. Something that I think is really important is that as musicians, we need to call each other out on things. Iron strengthening iron, as opposed to, oh, you suck, whatever, man, leaving, rubbish. Like, people like that have no time. Probably no friends either, realistically. Unless maybe they post a video and it's like, oh shit, you're really good, mate. But doing it out of care in a place of like, hey, I think we can be better is really important. And I think recognizing that in others is equally important. And doing that is a really hard skill. Nathan Cordy posted about, am I a musician or not? I do the YouTube thing and I play at weddings and I do this. And I think if you inspire someone else and you work hard at what you want, that's really important, But there's also a compartmentalization that has to occur. If you're doing exactly what you want, if you're a jazz musician and you sit there and you go, I'm going to turn on my reverb pedal and play an F major 7. And I'm going to figure out some really cool lines. Here's a Ben Unison line I like. I'll show you that at the end. That is a really pretty line. But if you just do that for hours and hours and hours, that's really great. Perhaps you don't have to sit down and learn songs, which is actually what I'm the worst at and the thing pretty much everyone's told me to go do. So what have I been doing for the last 4 hours? Practicing songs. I'll tell you, share a detail with you. I played the song Downtown by Little Big Town. By Lady A, sorry, for the last 5 years. And I never listened to the chorus, the pre-chorus, because the riffs. And the pre-chorus is... Now, it might seem small, but I noticed the difference in the band from going to doing, giving the song the respect it deserves. And I think that's a really big thing that a lot of people struggle with, and I'm working hard to do. And also just clean up my playing in general. I really love practicing kind of 8th-note lines. And I noticed like there was a trip when I was doing this. There. Trying to get that even, but evenness. Getting everything smooth and even is the goal, right? And working really hard at that stuff is really, 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 really important. And I've realized that a conversation like that pushes me back towards the light of, wow, like I could achieve something and do something, but I'm not living up to myself. And you kind of get yourself stuck in this weird hole of like, oh, I'm not going to be anyone and going to be anything, so why bother? Whereas if you learn from Kenny Werner's Effortless Mastery book, you learn that like playing music for anyone else is not the point. Playing it for yourself kind of isn't the point. The point is to play without expectation, and that frees you up from these caged ideas that keep you locked in a kind of box. So look, it's a long-winded rant. It's a rant in D minor. I need to play that lick properly. I need to go practice. And I'm going to post that there and leave that flub in. And Chef, you're going to watch it and you're going to go, why? And I'm going to go, because I'm going to show you that I'm going to use it on a gig someday in context, really good. It's going to sound fucking awesome. But the thing is, I've decided at this point in my life, I just want to be the best musician I can. I don't know what that looks like. But as I post here, I hope that the nominal improvement that occurs can be seen and heard. I hope I can continue to foster a community full of really great people who understand that being a gigging musician is not easy, but it's doable, but it is a job. And I hope I can continue to teach and show everyone that I love nothing more than playing the guitar. I still think the guitar is the single coolest thing in the world. And, you know, I've been burnt out and thought of giving up, but I just can't. I love this too much. And it's time to show that I can do something with it. And that's the plan. So look, I have some videos coming up, some Will It Gig stuff. I've got some surprise stuff on the way. I have a road gig this week, and this kind of tore into me preparing for that because I've had to learn all these originals, chart all this stuff, and get this stuff done. I got 48 hours to learn 20 tunes, and I'm not the best at that, but it's a muscle that I need to build so I can get better at it, right? So I'm going to force myself to struggle through this next few months of learning a song a day, like the record, spot on, and really hammering it out until it becomes something that like I can pick it up and learn a set list in a day. I'm not like that. Some guys are. Good for them. I wish I was that. I'm very jealous. So yeah, look, this is just me being honest and connecting. I've made a few videos in between, and I think I've been a bit scared to sit down and talk, perhaps. I think maybe it's my own self-conscious, and perhaps a lot of guitar players think this, but I think I'm not perhaps taken seriously by serious players, and that's something I strive to be. But I'm going to make sure to tag everyone who I mentioned here, and I'm going to make sure to show you all that, you know, maybe I'll start posting a couple practice videos, a couple things like that. For the nerds, I'll quickly run you through some Imperial stuff. So the clean tone. Trem. Reverb. Sick. Lead channel. I think it sounds really good. Some drive pedals, the Zen Drive 2. Nordland, so the ODR. And it takes modulation really well. So the Supermoon and the VFE old school. Unreal. And then if I put on a bunch of delays and reverb and stuff from the H90 and HA store. I'll play you a Dan Huff chord. How about that? With the Dan Huff settings. You might go like. Okay, and for all those asking, if you waited till the end and you really want it, here is that Ben Unison lick. It's going to be in the key of F major. What we're going to do is we're going to play up an F major arpeggio. 7 1 3 5 7 1. Slide that. Play the 2 5. Slide 7 1 7. 5 2 6. Now I'll say it as notes: E F A C E F G C E F E G D. Now I can't do it bend speed. I'll try. That guy's just a monster. And I want to, at the end of this video, just say, Ben, if you watch this, I love you and I miss you. And I'm thankful. Ben got me through every day of COVID by just being there and being with me. We talked every day on the phone, and he was, and still remains to me, kind of like an older brother in many ways. He's a great mentor and friend, and he really helped me understand a lot when I understood nothing. And again, I think this video is to say that mentorship is really important, and I don't understand why people don't seek it out. It can be found in all forms. I've gotten mentorship from people who I wouldn't shake hands with because they've said something or made a comment that's made me go, huh, you're right. I can fix this. And it can feel bad to be called out. It can feel invasive. It can hurt. But it's a part of growing, and discomfort's a part of growing. And I've decided to live in some discomfort and grow. And I've decided to become the best player I can instead of not being that. So look, this is a vulnerable, perhaps, video, but that's who I am. And I think that's what is appropriate for me to show, because I couldn't imagine being any other way. I'm appreciative of everyone who comments, likes, subscribe. I'm appreciative of everyone who listens to me talk. I still don't understand why, but this is, I don't know what I'll title this. Perhaps, I've already done the harsh truth about being a musician. Harsh truth about actually being a musician, right? The harsh truth about not making rent this month. I don't know, something like that, man. I'm just appreciative of everyone who's ever watched something like this or cared. If you care about music, I care about you. That's really all I care about. And I do care, and it's time to show you all that I care. And perhaps that looks a bit funny from the outside looking in, but I think inside of all of us there's greatness. And although, some people, oh, that's overplayed, blah, 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 but that's what I believe, and I think we're all capable of something, and I've got 10 years in my head to show you all that I am capable of something. So, look, here's to that. I'm going to post this, I'm going to leave it, and I'm going to go practice for the evening. I appreciate each and every one of you. Tim, thank you again for the shirts. I can't wait to come visit you and the missus, with my missus and everything. Tim also sent me a Tonex when I very first started out, and a bunch of shirts from the Minerva Fire Department, sorry. So firstly, Tim, thank you for your service. Secondly, thank you for everything. You've been an amazing support, and so have so many people, and I'm so excited to continually make friends as I go about this and navigate this world. This is an honest look into who I am and what I do. So, thanks everyone. I hope everyone has a really great day. If you're working on something, leave it in the comments. I'd love to know, because I'd love to perhaps help if I can. If you're interested in a lesson, please reach out. If you want to get coffee or something, just, you know me. I'm pretty easy to find. Thanks.